by Roger. All for the Empire by Roger Trahan and Mark Child. The History of Swindon Theatre. A fantastic historical book. Let's see if I can read it well. Lloyds Bank agreed to advance the cost of the rebuild. Manners expected to close the theatre immediately after Easter week in 1924. He estimated that the work which he had insisted on giving to the local building firm A.J. Colburn would take 10 weeks and would provide employment for between 80 and 100 men. The theatre would reopen on August Bank Holiday Monday. Just as plans were being finalised for the new work, Manners lost his musical director, Oswald Bentley, who in February 1924 decided to take up a similar appointment at the Hippodrome Ipswich. He left having been presented with a box of cigars, a well-stocked tobacco pouch, and a new wallet containing an unspecified number of banknotes. The Empire Theatre had a liquor license for stage plays only, a condition being that no intoxicants would be served during music hall or variety performances. The patrons of these were considered by the magistrates to be potentially quite rowdy enough without the addition of alcohol, but its absence undoubtedly led to smaller audiences than would otherwise have been the case. On 5th of February 1924, Alfred Manners applied to the Swindon licensing sessions through his solicitor F.J. Tucker for the renewal of his license for the Empire Theatre with its restrictions removed. Tucker argued that reviews and variety were now being put on at the Empire as a commercial response to the public's desire for a lighter form of entertainment, but patrons of these also expected a supply of alcoholic refreshment. The question arose as to whether lighter entertainment was of equal quality to stage plays. Were reviews and variety attracting the same people who hitherto would have gone to stage plays and who now simply wanted something different, or were its patrons still likely to be lower level of society? Hello, viewers. Not to be trusted with alcohol. Please sub me if you like it. Certainly some of the reviews had been of doubtful content and quality, but Manners now proposed to engage only first-rate variety artists, and at the same time be able to provide his audiences with alcoholic refreshment. Hello, viewers. The History of Swindon Theatre. Alfred Manners, Ernest Withy, who was the magistrate's clerk and also a solicitor of the firm Wiltons and Withy, formerly of Albion Buildings, Bridge Street, Swindon, questioned Manners closely on the effects of alcohol sales on audience numbers. The manager said that during variety dates with no sale of liquor, returns at the theatre were down by 40%. Withy observed that this restriction did not affect the type of entertainment that Manners could supply. Manners countered by bringing the church into the proceedings by way of the Venerable Reginald Thomas Talbot, D.D., Archdeacon of Swindon and Canon of Bristol Cathedral. What is this about? The History of Swindon Theatre, who lived in Bath Road, Old Town, and who clearly liked a chuckle and a tipple. The Archdeacon agreed with Withy, but explained that the current licensing restrictions did affect attendances at the theatre, and that the public saw them as a kind of tyranny, and asked for freedom. The Swindon and District Free Church Council were opposed to any greater facilities for drinking being granted, and the magistrates decided to refer the application to the licensing sessions to be held in March. By the time this came around, Manners had gone deeper into the financial implications and was having second thoughts. He had been made aware that a new licensing fee, if granted under the extended terms, would mean he had to pay $1,800 to the Inland Revenue. Nothing changes. It would increase the fee tenfold. He told the justices that theatres in other parts of the country did not have such restrictions imposed on them, withdrew his application for a universal license and reapplied under the previous terms. Thank you, viewers. It's a bit late. I got to sleep. I'll read more later. Thank you.